This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com. This show is brought to you by Slice on Broadway. Supporting Pittsburgh podcasting with the perfect pepperoni pizza, sliceonbroadway.com. And listeners like you, support this show at patreon.com/awesomecast.
Sidekick Media Services. We are your sidekick in business for social media, video production, and more. Find out more at sidekickmediaservices.com.
I'm getting awesome, you're getting awesome, we're getting awesome, yeah, that's what I said now. I'm getting awesome, you're getting awesome, we're getting awesome, yeah, that's what I said.
Hey guys, it's time to get geeky, get awesome. It is the AwesomeCast, episode 518. I'm Mike Sorg at Sorgatron on the Twitter, here in the Sorgatron Media Studio in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, ready to talk tech, have fun. And we have costumes this week. I am Ryu, of course. It's official. It's official Street Fighter. You got it right there. So now you know what I am. I'm not just a random guy with a headband. So there you go. And I'm wearing it, I think, Karate Kid style. But anyways, we got a hell of a crew with us and a special guest. First of all, he is the gadget guru with Big Bank International Esquire over there in the Big D, Dormont, PA. He is John Chichilla. How you doing, good sir?
Good. How are you today?
I'm doing all right. So what are you for the audio listeners today?
Oh,
What are you,
of course,
young?
I'm Iron Man.
What are you, young man?
I have my arc reactor. I even have the old school. There's my helmet piece there. Oh, maybe. Hold on, it'll come. There we go.
He's got so much stuff that lights up. That's fantastic. I've been big on the lights this year. If you've seen if you've driven back to the studio recently, it's like all LED lights. But anyways, also with us, she is what do I announce you as anymore? I don't know. I'm distracted by your costume. She is the Hello Kitty extraordinaire expert of the show. Katie Dudas is with us as well.
I'm Hello Kitty.
Yes, you are. So Hello Kitty has a mask.
Yes, this is actually, and I love bringing this out because it was a wedding. We were in a wedding at a wedding a couple years ago, I think it's been now. And everyone got favors, which was a mask that we wore. It was a masquerade type wedding. And mine was Hello Kitty. So I love bringing this out, and it's so pretty. It's a pretty,
It's very,
my personality.
It is very ornamental for a mask. On top of there, so that's awesome.
I don't get enough chances to wear it, so I broke it out for my days of wrestling.
yes, the radioactive fashion show, radioactive fashion show. That's something different, probably. But
I know now Spider-Man. Hi guys.
That's more glowing involved, I think. But also we have a special guest with us this week. He's going to talk us about custom pens. He is Chris Momberger, friend of the show, joining with Panster. And what are you, young man?
I am Riker from that Enterprise of Star Trek where they got caught in some sort of temporal flux and there were a million different Rikers. I will be various Rikers throughout the time you're talking.
Various Rikers throughout the...
Rikers from the show, yes. Right now I am the Riker from the worst timeline, as you can tell by my messy hair, where the Borg is just everywhere, and he just wants to go outside.
Okay. So is this like Into the Spider-Verse? Is this Into the Rikerverse?
It is exactly what it is, only much crappier.
Okay. But on a Facebook Live podcast budget, I get it. Yeah,
that's right.
Fantastic. Well, hey, I can't wait to talk about that. I've seen some of your wares. I can't wait to talk about what you're doing over there here in a little bit. But first, please, everybody, go check out our wares over at AwesomeCast.com. You subscribe to this show on your favorite podcast player, or you can check it out over on YouTube, or we are actually streaming live every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Or no, that's the other show at 7 p.m. Eastern time, unless you're in a different time zone than that. And that is streaming live, of course, on the AwesomeCast Facebook page, as well as we are streaming over on your Periscope Twitter page, YouTube, Twitch for Sorgatron Media, whatever is easier for you guys to watch us, whatever's more convenient. But of course, we are mostly keeping an eye out because all my iPhones died, and ran out of space. That's okay. They're going to get replaced here in a few weeks. But so we can watch those chat rooms again. New system coming soon. I'm asking Santa for it. But so current time Riker, says Dave Potter in the chat room. But you can check that out. You can also hit us up. AwesomeCast at sorgatronmedia.com is the email. Tweet us at Mayhem or at Awesome. Oh, damn it. I'm sorry. There's a lot of prep for Mayhem show, so it's on the top of my head right now, like this headband. I should loosen it. But also we have a great Facebook group for the AwesomeCast. And of course, shout out to our audio partners, our friends at the 405media.com that have been carrying us on their stream daily, I believe, and over at postindustrial.com that have been sharing a lot of great Pittsburgh podcasts with the world. Also, thank you to our supporters over at patreon.com/awesomecast, our friends at the Coffee Club label, Matt Weller and John DeGore, and John Carmen. Both the Johns. Our friends at the Fan of the Show level, Michael Fedor, pghmuseums.org, Professor Buzzkill, the great podcast, and, of course, Dave Podner, who's hanging out in the chat room as well. So, you guys, again, can support us as well at patreon.com/awesomecast. Let's talk about the news first, and apparently Dudders is the news.
I feel like I'm always appearing somewhere randomly.
It's like you never left your public persona job that you had, because now I'm just seeing pictures of you in different places,
It's a different one. I feel like I've just transformed into a different character.
Less zombies, more pink.
More pink, much more pink.
Yes.
Oh, so today Magee hosted this. So COVID has definitely changed a few things, and a couple weeks ago I was on the sidelines for a pregame for the Steelers, virtually on the sidelines, and today virtually we got to cook with a couple of the Steelers. Thankfully, the guests did not actually have to cook. We just got to eat whatever this chili that they made. But they had a couple of the Steelers come out, and they were on the screen. Making omelets, which was hilarious to watch. It's so funny watching people try to flip an omelet when they're not used to flipping an omelet. So it was fun. I took my mom because she's also a breast cancer survivor, and they gave us some nice things. They gave us this nice little poster of the whole team, and they gave us pink towels, for the crucial catch.
Yeah, pink terrible towels, nice.
And then I got this really nice, cute bracelet from says American Cancer Society, and I got a pin with a NFL pin with a pink ribbon on it. And yeah, it was fun to and we talked a lot about nutrition, which was really cool. I thought that was the actual thing was to talk about nutrition, and learning about eating more of a plant-based diet and adjusting. And I learned things about olive oil today. And had lentils. It was nice. It was a lot of fun, and I ended up learning a lot about nutrition, which was pretty cool too.
That's great. So this is a partnership. Is this a continuation of the partnership between UPMC and Steelers that you were involved with before?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is specifically with the Steelers. The other one was kind of like the NFL with their crucial catch. This is more Steelers related.
Okay.
But yeah, we had cornbread and lentils, chili, which was really good. I thought it. Had a good time, and you got to ask, if you wanted to, you could ask the players a question, and I asked them what was their cheat day meals. And Gilbert and Tuitt were the Steelers, and Tuitt said that he liked anything pretty much pumpkin spice, donuts, chips, coffee. So I was real excited about that, because this is my favorite eating season in the fall. I like Thanksgiving and anything pumpkin. That was fun.
On that question was asked. I was once at the Arnold Classic when WWE was there, and Triple H and Arnold Schwarzenegger were in the ring, and somebody asked him what their cheat meal was, and Arnold said he doesn't do cheat meals, and Triple H is just like, I love French toast. I want to cheat. So, and he got a French toast pop, if you will, from the crowd. So that's awesome. That's really cool. So yeah, it's good. It's good to see you're getting out too. Safely as well. So, because I know that with the sideline thing you mentioned was going to be you would have been out there as part of that if things were the normal course of things, right?
Watching them flip omelets live.
Yes, yes.
Actually, getting to see how tall I am next to Tuitt, because he looks like a really big dude. We might.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And so that's going to be.
I could stare down at the little football players. That's happened in a few occasions in my life where I've looked down on professional athletes.
yeah. That and some professional wrestling, right? So
Yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah, I was looking at some of your old interviews from the welterweight classic. So, not too many people are 6'2" at 200, at least under 210 pounds. So, but yeah, and then say the story you guys are featured on there, as on the Trib, as we showed on the video version. Steelers cook up nice afternoon for breakfast. Cancer survivors at UPMC Magee in Oakland. You can go check out there. Is that going to be part of the print edition? Do you know?
I'm hoping because my aunt and uncle religiously read the paper, so I'll be getting those clippings. In
I don't
the
think
mail.
they do a print edition actually of the main paper anymore. So, well, then print it out and send it to them. That's what you do now. Mom, I'm in the paper. See?
Here you go. For my scrapbook.
Absolutely. Yeah, there you go. And then make sure you poorly cut around it. So just like, okay, I mean, that's just me and my cutting skills, but you get the idea. But
oh, yeah.
Anyways, but so Chilla, well, we got a couple video game related things here. Chilla, I'm going to let you go first here. And this is a story that I tagged as well for the week.
Lego and Unity have teamed up, and they are allowing you to create mini games without writing any code. I actually just started downloading this before the show, so I could give it a whirl, because not only do you get to build your own Lego mini game or micro game, you can earn unlocks in the developer studio by going through some additional special things. I think if you share your game, you get some additional fun stuff, and then you can also import custom creations from the online Lego marketplace to personalize the look. So I thought this was pretty cool. Lego's teamed up with Unity for this, so you do need to get the Unity development engine, but it kind of gives you a way to do it without having to write any code. So if you're familiar, I know a lot of people do this kind of thing with, I'm drawing a blank, Minecraft. But this will actually let you build your own Lego mini game, and then share it out with friends. It has behavior bricks, so you can generate actions when you connect the different bricks. There's multiple islands you can do for an obstacle course. The minifigures can run, jump, and somersault. Trees, plants, evil gnomes, buildable fences and walls. There's a working elevator. You can have pitfalls, such as exploding obstacles, and there's banners for you whether you win or lose the game. So I think this is just super fun for anyone. I don't think you're necessarily going to be building the next Star Wars saga, but I don't know. It can kind of give you. I'm interested to see how long it takes to create a simplistic level and how you can build onto it over time. So super looking forward to playing around with this. And if anyone else gets into it, let me know, because I'd like to see their levels.
So it looks like it's kind of like an introductory thing for kids to get into development, right? You know, the Unity engine and things like that, correct?
Yes, but without having to. It seems like you're not going to actually have to code anything.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was interesting.
Kind of like I've seen like the there's somebody that was doing like a visual style coding that I've seen with some kids groups when we recovered them a few years ago. And you say Unity's. I mean, I think all the Lego stuff is built on Unity that I've been playing on like Apple Arcade and things like that. Is this comparative? Because we have a lot. You know, I know you and your son are into like Roblox and Minecraft and things like that. Is this maybe a little on that creative side, or is it you think more towards that more actual game development kind of side?
I think it's more on the trying to get people interested in coding. And same thing for Roblox. You can do some drag and drop stuff, but if you want to get serious, you have to start coding some stuff. And interestingly, there's a whole library of sample code in the Roblox world. I know people that have built games for birthdays, so virtually friends can come in and play a level, and when you jump on the cake, it sings happy birthday. But I think this is going to be on a much smaller level, but also be able to get kids in even maybe prior to reading age.
Awesome.
or being able to type, because that's the other problem we have is our typing skills aren't there at 6 years old yet.
Yeah, it gets you there. So that's so if you go over to unity.com under the store, it's under Lego Microgame if you're interested to find more information or get that piece of it in the Unity development kit. And Unity, I believe, is free, correct, for anybody to download?
Yep, and there's a kind of a shortcut. It's unity.com/Lego.
Yeah,
will jump you right to the long URL.
I think they're one of those, like, I think they're similar to Unreal, that you could develop whatever you want, but maybe publishing up to a certain amount of sales or downloads, you start cutting them in, kind of thing, if I recall. So I mean, which makes it, just like Unreal, just perfect to just kind of start with, for something like that. And it's universal for just about every platform, including and especially the smartphone side of things too. So check it out. My thing is kind of weird. So this is actually something I heard from Andy Anako. It was his thing of the week, actually, over on Mac Break podcast last week. And I'm just kind of enamored with this thing. First of all, the practical thing that any of us here will probably want to put on their wish list right off the bat. This is a company called New Wave Toys, newwavetoys.com. And they do these really kind of specialized retro kind of things. For instance, the thing that I'm eyeballing here is the Hotline 16,000 power bank that looks like a cassette player. And not like that sweet Walkman that I had when I was my age, like the first Walkman-looking one that you probably got in like 1985, I guess. It's like $40 over there, and it looks really awesome. But yeah, it's almost as big as your iPhone. But no, it's a nice 10 watt. It's a wireless power supply. I did not realize that. I thought it was just a USB plug-in too. So you can set your iPhone on top of your tape player and it's going to charge up. And they got some other cool stuff in there. Like they got some like insert coin keychains and lapel pins and things like that. But the coolest, weirdest thing are mini arcade units. These things are, I want to see if I can find the one that they had the little action figure next to it. But these are, there it is. Like they said it's kind of comparatively, if you had an arcade unit, a functional arcade unit for your Barbie, this would be it. So it looks like the cabinet. It's fully functional. The game works. The controls work on this thing. It's about $120 for this thing. It's probably like, I don't know, about 3 inches. It's like a Smurf could play this thing, right? And the detail on this is absolutely 1/6 scale arcade cabinets, fully licensed plays. There was video they were showing of somebody like playing these things. And I mean, it's kind of comparative if you've seen at Walmart. I know I just picked up like the tiny Pac-Man arcade thing that you'll see like in those like plug-in games, like in that section of the toy section, if you've seen those. So it feels along those lines, but just with like a much better build to it. And as far as the details, like even like the coin door opens on this thing. That's how detailed these things are. But the most impressive one, I thought, and they do have a Street Fighter one. They have a Street Fighter 2 Championship Edition one. They have a fighter stick for $14, and I believe it's fully functional, like a USB fighter stick with the 6-button controllers. They got a couple other things in there. And this one I think is this might be their newest one. They have a pre-order for I believe Asteroids here that's on its way out. But the cool thing is the Dragon's Lair one, because it has, when you get into it, it has the Laserdisc player. And then like if you open up the back, you can like pull the Laserdisc player out, and like the door opens and there's a little Laserdisc that goes into it. I don't think this part is like functional and that's what it plays off of or anything, but holy crap, like who says, yeah, let's make the little tiny Laserdisc on this thing? It's incredible. I that we were discussing on the group. I think Joshua says, why would I pay $120 for this thing? This is a labor of love right here. Look at it. It even comes, the Laserdisc comes in a Laserdisc sleeve. a very, very tiny Laserdisc sleeve. Like, my dog is gonna eat all this stuff. So, and I love that the box it comes in has all of the, like, if you were getting this in a UPS box, like the breakable and this side up and everything's on the box there. It's really cool authenticity they're doing over there. They call it the X Replicades. For the arcade units. They're really cool. New Wave Toys. I followed all their Instagram and everything just to see what they're coming up with, because it just. Oh, here's the other one. USB charge. It's a USB charger, and it's a coin machine, and even has the out of service light on it. And I guess it's functional for like $60. And I don't know. Wait, and apparently there's actually a thing where change can come. No, I guess they have some change that you can put in the little slot there. So,
I like they sell the carpet.
Yes.
the UV based pad, which is like an arcade carpet, and it is UV reactive ink. That's like an old school arcade carpet with the stars and the lightning bolts.
Yep. So you can like get these things and have like a setup with you can have a mini arcade, like, I don't know, on the coffee table or something. I don't know. Like on your display next to your NECA toys or something like that. You could have your NECA Ninja Turtles playing or I guess more appropriately, Asteroids would be more of their time, I guess. Street Fighter. That actually is probably when they were the hottest, was like Street Fighter age. Chris, Katie, are you interested in tiny arcade units?
I am of the age where I would need the world's largest reading glasses to be able to play any of those video games.
Even to see the buttons, right?
Yeah, I'd just be mashing things. It'd be like Godzilla playing a video game.
You see like people our age, like, just like, looking at with like through their bifocals to play their Street Fighter kind of thing.
What is that?
Like, I guess I'll pick Guile. So yeah, that's awesome. It was just a wild, and these can't be mass manufactured. These got to be some kind of like handmade kind of stuff too. So I need to. Oh wait, there's an about me page. Maybe that tells me. So the team of makers with over 20 years of experience in design, development, marketing, and manufacturing of video game software, hardware, collectibles. So they've been doing this, and they just made it tiny. And it's a whole new thing. Love it. Well, speaking of makers, Pantser, you're a maker of sorts. No, you're a maker, not of sorts. You're a maker of things. Sorry.
I am. I'm gonna be a different Riker. Now I'm gonna be Cowboy Riker.
Cowboy Riker.
Or actually, this might be like Jimmy Buffett Riker. This is like kind of a wicker.
So it's like Cheeseburgers in Paradise Riker?
Yeah, now you just got that stuck in everyone's head. So thanks for that.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit kind of about how I got started making this particular thing that we'll be talking about today, which is pens and small woodworkings, is when all of this started happening, when the pandemic started happening, and we were talking about possibly sending people home from work for extended period. At that time, it was 2 weeks, if you remember those 50 years ago when all this started. And then it was talked about being longer and longer and longer. I thought, boy, you know what? I'm going to go crazy if I don't have something to do or something to learn. So I've always been kind of a maker of things, from blacksmithing. I was talking about, I used to do pumpkin chucking with my friend John Kell a while ago.
Okay.
So I needed something I could do, but still be socially isolated and socially distanced, and still get the stuff that you need to make things. And also, I lived in a neighborhood, so I couldn't be going back to blacksmithing and hitting, iron with a 4-pound hammer over and over again, because, strangely, neighbors don't like that.
What? What?
You'd think that they would, but no. So I went to Harbor Freight, if I could, without an endorsement of it, and I bought a small little workshop lathe and started messing around with it and making different things. watching a lot of YouTube videos, and eventually started making pens. And actually got to be better and better and better and better at it, mostly because I had lots of time and kept doing it, capable of making lots of mistakes, to the point where I actually started selling them, and actually sell quite a bit of them. I try to make them as unique because everyone has like a maple pen, on Etsy that they do, and different things. But I try to make things a little different, which is why I think what we'll be talking about in a few minutes here worked really well for Katie. Dudders is not known as a shrinking violet in terms of fashion or her appearance. So when you have an opportunity to help a friend, I almost think there's a moral obligation that you have to. You do what you can to help people, and it was nice that my hobby and very, very small business intersected with something I thought would be very, very cool, which is helping our friend.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Hey, so tell us about what you're doing for Dudders, and then I want to get into some of these varieties here because I'm looking through these, and these are pretty fascinating concepts. I'm having fun with.
When you hear, there is no more helpless feeling that I can have when you know that a friend or a loved one is sick, and there's nothing you can do for them. I can't take Katie's like cancer away. We can't share it all, so it goes out. And by the way, one kind of thing I've never heard anyone making cancer seem cool like Katie did. It is a horrible thing. Let me tell you. I do not wish on anybody, but she does a good job of really making it impossible if you can. So one of the things I thought I could do is things aren't great for a lot of people in the world right now economically. There's lots of bills that go along with being sick. There's lots of bills that we just have in life. So I thought, as I watched Katie do her fashion show of doing the different wrestlers as she got different treatments, I was thinking, boy, that's so brave of her. I should make her something or something for her. And so what I came up with was a way to both help a friend, do a tribute to a friend, and also kind of, give myself that feeling of doing something small to help someone. Because again, I just felt absolutely powerless in the situation. So what I decided to do was to make a series of pens specifically for Katie, that represent her and her journey. And I originally wanted to raffle them off, but apparently the federal government says that's big government gambling. So we're going to go with an auction instead and take some of the nicer pens that I made for the Dudders line and auction them off on eBay. And 100% of all the proceeds will go to the Dudders Foundation to help her do whatever she needs to do to kind of get through this. And also, some people are going to get some really, really nice things. I thought I'd do a series of 3 auctions with 3 different types of pens, and hopefully raise a little bit of money for Dudders and to raise awareness for what a great job that she has done being an ambassador for people who may feel hopeless with their cancer situation, because she is an inspiration. She's an inspiration for a healthy person. If you were going through that and you saw the grace that she went through her cancer treatments with, it would inspire anyone, just as it did me. And also, I also wanted to do that thing that represented that, and to raise that, to keep that reminder in people's minds through something that they can have in their hands, they can carry with them when they call it up, when they hold it, when they write something with it. It reminds them of no struggle is futile. No situation is utterly hopeless. And there is always fun to be had, which is something that I really associate with Katie, is when things look dark, there's always a chance to smile, to have fun, and to make other people smile. And if you want, I thought I would show you some of the pens that I was talking about.
Absolutely.
All right, so we'll go with the one that is up on auction now, and then Mike, in the show notes or whatever you do it, if you can post a link to it.
Mm-hmm.
But this is one that Katie and I actually worked on together. I'm trying to get it in the right amount of light here. Maybe I'll adjust this a little bit so you can see it a little bit better. There we go. So Katie and I picked out this pattern together, and I made it. The first one did not look great, but through some nice design work, we were able to make it better. So first of all, this pen is acrylic, and it has pink inlays of other kind of acrylic in there to give it a kind of a really three-dimensional effect. It's really, really striking in person, and it's beautiful. It has a nice heft to it. On it, it also has, there we go, maybe if I adjust this a little bit less or more, here we go.
I have your pictures here as well that we're throwing up, so,
okay.
So we can get the close-ups.
It has Swarovski crystals,
Mm-hmm.
both for the pink ribbon along the belt here, and then a big one on the top. It's a pretty hefty pen. It's a nice little twist pen that really, you can see it goes up and down. There you go. So this one is up for auction or for auction right now. A pen like this would typically go for about $120.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to put a bid on it, you can go over to eBay and do that right now. This is the first one that's up there now. When this one goes, there's a couple others. And should I show them now, Mike? Or
yeah, go for it.
Give
a little preview.
All right. Number 2, it's another pink one. This one is made from pink marble that I turned. It's a reconstituted stone. It's actually stone. Like it's cold like stone, and it warms up in your hand. It has a nice heft to it. You can see the nice little veining in there. It was really, really, really hard to make. It really is very striking in person as well. It's one of the heaviest pens I've ever made. If you can imagine writing with marble, this will definitely be noticed by anyone that happens to see it. So this will be up for auction whenever the first one is done. And then the last one is actually my favorite, and I actually call it the Dudders. Because, like I said before, like Katie is very unique in her style. She wears her wild sensibilities like a badge of honor. So what I did is I took a bunch of the different pieces I had of woods that do not normally go together, patterns that do not go together, pieces of pens that normally do not go together, and somehow, much like Dudders, made it all work. So with that, behold the Dudders. So this pen is actually made from 8 different pieces of wood.
Jeez.
We have stripes here. We have solid wood here, which is a beautiful oak. More stripes here in the middle. You can see that. Another band of stripes down here, which is actually 3 different pieces of wood together, and a little tiny bit right here at the end, a little bit of a rum barrel, taken from a barrel from our friends at Maggie's Farm. So it's a little bit of everything, but here's my favorite feature. And this is something that at first I thought, is this too corny or is this good? But if you can see in the middle, let me get it right there. There are 2 belts right in the middle instead of the normal 1 belt that you might see on a pen. And for me, that is a wrestling champion holding 2 belts at the same time. So this pen is really unique and priceless, one of a kind, that probably no one would ever make again or want to make again, except for this one particular occasion. So this will be the piece de resistance over top. All the stuff made right here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, can be shipped out to you whenever you're done. So this is what I've been working on for Dudders, and I hope people like it as much as I do, because I really enjoyed making them. And whoever gets these pens, it is just, any one of these is something that it will be a great reminder for, again, there we go, ribbons out, for overcoming adversity, for supporting your friends, for having fun, and for never giving up hope. So that is my contribution to Katie's recovery. And I hope someone goes out there and bids a lot of money for it.
Fantastic. Those look amazing.
Yeah, thanks. It was. I felt very bad the first time. The first pen I tried to make for Katie. She and I picked out the materials together, and it did not look good. And I sent her this very apologetic text saying, "Hey, it's okay if you tell me this stinks," and it did stink. And she said, "It kind of stinks," but it only inspired me to do better next time.
That's great. Oh, so we're going to include that, of course, that link in the show notes, and we will, as the new ones come up, be sure that the link is in those, and we'll get it out on the AwesomeCast social media as well.
And actually, I'm going to add one more thing in for Katie's. Oh, look, now I'm librarian. I'm sexy librarian Riker. One of the other things I really enjoy making on the lathe, my little pen company is MombergersModern pens and wands, are kind of Harry Potter wands. And so this is something that I've had for a while that also I think might be great, especially now because Halloween's coming up. Oh, I can be a Harry Potter Riker. Here's my little wand here. So this is another thing that'll be up for auction for Katie. And this is a handmade Harry Potter wand made out of a hickory, so a very stout wood, with an antler, a humanely harvested antler hilt. And then inside every Harry Potter wand, there is the wood, and as well as an element. And inside every wand I make, there is a little chamber that you can put something personal in, and I put something personal in there. It is a whisker from a one-eyed cat. My cat Leela also is in on helping Katie. So this one will also be up. I'm going to put this up very shortly.
Okay.
But this custom Harry Potter wand can be yours.
Awesome.
There it is. Levioso. There we go.
So I'm looking through your Etsy store over here, and like I said, I saw the pen with antler, but the one with antler is even better. But there's it's just, so you have everything. You're not just doing wands. I see a hand turned wood ice cream scoop from Maple.
Yes.
From Maple and Awesome. It's labeled.
Yeah, there's a lot of pens out there, so I try to write little funny stories for all of them.
Mm-hmm.
There's ice cream scoops, there's bottle openers, there's little pens that are like little tiny bullets with a lever action thing on there. There's a pen made out of a corn cob. Yeah, it's actually a stabilized corn cob, because there's nothing more than the writers, especially penmanship writers, enjoy more than a hearty ear of corn. So that was one I just wanted to see if I could do it.
Corn pen.
But it's what?
Corn pen? Corn pen.
Corn pen. That's what it is. Corn pen.
So
there's all kinds of stuff on there. There's even pens that glow in the dark.
I also love the handwritten diagrams that you do. With the pointing to it, twist to open, made from corn cob. No way, yes way. Gold like butter.
Yeah, and I would like to say that also that every pen that I make comes with free candy. There's always free candy associated with there, because that's how you get the kids hooked on pens, is by giving them free candy.
Oh, geez. Let's see, a razor in here, a wooden razor. It's Oh, these are great. And I wasn't aware of this. I don't know if I just not been catching the post from you or something, but I had no idea that this was going on over here. And I think I follow you everywhere. So,
well, yeah. Again, it's just one of those things where it's like with anything.
yeah,
As you become better on it, first you master the basics and you make all your mistakes and you get better at that.
yeah.
And then you can branch out and do other ones and become more and more creative. My friend John Slagus was over, and his daughter, this is for Dudders. My friend John Slagus he's probably like maybe 13, 14 feet tall. He's a tall gentleman. And his daughters are 6'4" and 6'3", so they would pat Katie gently on the head up there. But one of his daughters is dating as a drummer, and this weekend I took he came over. He brought over some drumsticks, and I actually made a retractable pen out of a drumstick. So those will be up there soon as well.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it really is it's fun, and they're so unique. It gives people a chance to really kind of show off their own personal style in a very low key kind of way, unlike me wearing a Starfleet uniform.
It's MombergersModern on Etsy. We will have the links in the show notes, of course. I'll probably be sharing a lot of it in the group, to be quite honest. So at this point, and I accepted the cookies on this page, so I'm gonna get a lot of pen action, I'm sure now.
Hot pen action.
Hot pen action and show title. Okay. Well, you know what else is hot and amazing? Our good friends at Slice on Bread, supporting Pittsburgh podcasting with the perfect pepperoni pizza here in Beachview, Carnegie, and of course over in East Liberty. A lot of cool stuff happening in East Liberty. Well, as much as you can right now, I guess. Some great action going on there. Please go check them out. SliceOnBroadway.com. Thank you to them for supporting our show, and they're going to be feeding our replacement producer while I'm gone the next few weeks. So I gave them the heads up this week. So thank you to those guys for supporting us and everybody that's coming in here. When there's some mayhem coming in here. We've been a fairly remote show for the last 6 months, like exclusively on here, and I'm really impressed that we've been so good at keeping that consistent and keeping the energy up. Let's see, hot pen action. Katie, is there any stories you want to get at here? Let's go one story apiece here, since we had a little bit of a late start, and I know Chilla's got a pumpkin time. So, Katie, anything that's got your attention?
I think the shopping on Postmates is interesting.
Okay.
So Postmates is, instead of just bringing you food, you can order things from stores, and it's just in LA right now. And they worked with the NFL first, and the Los Angeles Rams. That's who's out there now. And essentially, you could buy the item on Postmates and have it delivered the same day, so you're not paying for shipping. And they'll have somebody bring it out. They mentioned some brands like very fancy, like Anastasia, Beverly Hills. Big Red Sun. I didn't know really any of these brands, but apparently they're big in LA, I'm assuming.
Okay.
But yeah, there's gonna be a shop category on the Postmates app if you're out there. And if you are an unlimited member for Postmates, you'll get free delivery on all your retail purchases.
So is this like how I got excited when Spirit Halloween Store showed up on the Instacart app?
Yeah.
It's just a little fancier, maybe.
I think so, but this is like
This makes sense because everybody's probably expanding since nobody, let's say a significant chunk of people aren't going to go to the store to experience this, right?
Yeah, so this is the way to do it, and I guess still support local. I'm not sure, what the percentage or however they work that, like the other delivery services, but
absolutely
interesting. Yeah.
I wanted to at least get one of Dave Podner's stories in here, and Chris and Chilla, if you can pick another story from the rundown here each, and we'll touch base on those too. But one of them that he mentioned, apparently you can do 4-hour live Instagrams. So as I responded, get ready for my Instagram rock opera. We had a lot of singing on Mayhem Show last night. But this is the one I wanted to talk about. And I'm actually I actually want to kind of get into this because I've been wanting to learn Spanish. Look at my neighborhood. So I want to know what's going on at the Taco stand. Anyways, not awkwardly ask people what that drink is that they're drinking, like I did the other day. But anyways, Duolingo has a bilingual true crime podcast that will entertain you while you learn Spanish. It's El Gran Robo Argentino, and it tells the story of a 2006 bank heist in Buenos Aires. It looks fun. So, but yeah, I guess they're gonna set it up. It's a serialized season of the Spanish podcast from Duolingo, which is geared towards Spanish learners and has 39 million unique downloads, they said. So it's a 6-episode season, includes interviews with real people. It's part of the heist, including journalists and investigators and even bank robbers. And they're narrated by Martina Casto. So go check it out. And Duolingo actually has a lot of podcasts, or a couple of podcasts on iTunes when I was trying to look for this as well. So that might be something I slip in there too. So I also downloaded Duolingo again. I might try that. So, Chilla, what do you got?
If you go to the last thing in the show notes, and this will be a quick but easy one. So Amazon released their smart home dashboard on certain Fire-based devices, which I thought was pretty cool. They've done things like this on their TV line of devices. I don't think they have it as nice looking on their like Echo type devices, and I wish this would come. Now I want to go see tomorrow if does my show update and I get like a really cool interface for working with all my smart home stuff. It looks really nice on the Fire tablet, and when I think about this, I'm hoping that they roll this out to other operating systems or within the Alexa app itself, kind of how they've brought different components. Like I can go into I keep saying her name, sorry. I can go into my A-Train on my phone and I can get to some of these types of menus, but it's not a pretty dashboard and it's a lot of taps deep into the app. So I don't know. I'm excited for how this looks, especially from the fact that you can actually see kind of like it looks like images from the camera if you have multiple cameras. Bringing this all into one place, I think, makes everyone's life easier from like a control center type perspective. So I'm hoping they bring this cross-platform, but at least for the Fire type tablets, this is rolling out currently.
Yeah, that looks cool. Because I've been wondering about that. Because again, as I was telling you about my woes with my smart devices here, but I'm like, I don't even remember how to put something on my Echo that I have in the living room. So no, it looks like a fancy version of like what I get with the Google Home and the Apple Home apps, right? Yep. I mean, more tabletified, obviously. But
yeah, and I think for that kind of, if you have more than like 3 or 4 devices, you want that kind of large scale dashboard type interface.
So, of course, Chris, I realized I never gave you a document for you to look through the stories.
I have a story anyhow. If you want a story that's not in the show notes. By the way, now I'm Star Wars Riker.
Ah, well, that's blasphemous right there. You better watch yourself.
And this would have been more impressive if I would have had batteries in this. This is actually one of the ones from Savi's workshop down at Disney. I guess my story, if you want one real quick,
sure,
would be the announcing of the pricing and the speeds for the Starlink internet service.
Okay.
Where I used to live. I used to live deep in a valley, and the only option we had for internet was Comcast, and it was everyone knows all the problems with Comcast and the costs associated with it, but there was no other option. Now that the Starlink is up there, it's going to be $99 is what they say, plus $4.99 for the kit to get the satellite service, with speeds better than what I got from cable. So hopefully, if that does go out, it gives people an option besides the government enforced monopoly of like the local cable companies.
Well, and there's also been HughesNet too. My late father still had DSL, didn't even work where he was. So, and dial-up this doesn't hasn't been viable for like 15 years, right? So he did get the HughesNet, and it was like he still kind of barely had internet with that thing. So
yeah, and from everything I read about it, and especially in some of the demos that I've seen in the last week or so on the different tech channels, is that it's more of a regular more of a regular internet experience, including very, very good ping speeds. Like you could play a video game over Starlink, which I'm not sure you'd be able to do over HughesNet.
Not very well,
I think the latency would be too bad. You'd be able to play from the speeds that I saw, at least in the demo. You'd be not only be able to play something like Among Us, but also something like Star Wars Squadrons, and still have a chance to compete. So that's pretty cool.
The story I'm finding on Verge says that they expect to see data speeds between 50 and 150 megabytes per second, which is comparable to what I'm either my LTE or my FiOS connections, right? Where I'm at. But also, so that latency is key. And actually, one time I attempted to FaceTime with my father over his internet, and it was impossible. Like the lag, it was absolutely the lag. Like it was like, say your thing, he responds. Kind of thing.
See, I actually thought I was cutting out there. Oh my goodness, my headphones are done. The other thing about it is it gives a really high, it increases your quality of life, the latency.
Yes.
Like what the other hosts were like, John, I also happen to work for a financial titan, and occasionally in my old job, we used to have to deal with a lot of customer problems, and one of which was someone who was using a thing like HughesNet to try and do some online banking, but what happened was like their latency was so bad, it was causing like server issues. Like it wasn't like they couldn't sync up the data.
Yeah.
And they were not able to use online banking.
Wow.
Because of the latency of their internet service. I mean, this was like a little bit ago, and I'm sure things might have been better. Might be better now, especially on the server side. But it's those types of problems, that rural folks are really confronted with, that we who live beyond the first world don't even think about. But it's out there, and making the internet a more egalitarian experience, through things like Starlink and just competition. It just does nothing but raise all of our ships equally.
There is a not insignificant section of people that still do not exist in an internet age in this country. Again, my father was one of them, was barely on it, you know what I mean? And it was just capability, just to kind of catch up and do what he needs. And that's an opportunity fail as well. Especially since that's usually areas that maybe, there's not a lot of opportunity, and then this creates, like, if you want to sell your pens on Etsy, wherever you may be, perfect example.
By the way, there's already bids, additional bids for Katie's pens.
Oh, so, fantastic!
We're off to a great start.
Awesome. We'll be sure to be pushing that here throughout the week as well, and we'll put a clip out of you going over the pens as well. So, excellent. So, well, with that, I think that's enough awesome for today. Chris, once again, where can people find you online and what you're doing?
On Twitter, I'm at Panster, and then also MombergersModern pens and wands. It's just MombergersModern on Twitter. And otherwise, you can probably see me going from McDonald's to McDonald's looking for the McRib.
Make sure you care for those social media folk out there. I know, Katie, you were talking about that the other day on the Slack. So
Yeah.
So it was like, what was it? Humanized Marketing Twitter Accounts Day or something like that.
Something like that. It was like they always ask where the McRib, when the McRib's coming back, but never how the person is tweeting.
Yeah, and it was like a whole thread of like HBO and AT&T and like a whole bunch of other companies be like, yeah, everybody just asked me about this, kind of thing, but never ask how I am, So, Miss Katie Kitty.
Hello, Katie.
Hello, Katie. Where can people find out, keep up to date what's going on with you?
Kate Marie PGH on Instagram, K Dudders on Twitter. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
And officially, because we did not mention, we mentioned the Radiation Fashion Show, but you did complete it ahead of schedule, I believe, and rang the bell on Friday as well. I
did, all done. At least with treatments for now.
Yes, 2 bells down.
Yes.
So, great news.
I can just see my head in the screen with my ears, and it's like really amusing.
She's just entertaining herself right now.
Just don't mind me.
And of course, John Chichilla at Chilla on the Twitters, who came.
Chilla on Facebook.
I love that. Every day you're Tony Stark, and
I try my best.
Today you're just glowy.
I'm glowy Stark.
You could always do a throwback.
Glowy Stark.
Yeah, you can always do a throwback and be the Verizon guy.
I still have that jacket. It's not down here, but I do still have the jacket.
I think there was a thing. I think we talked about this. I think when you showed up, like whatever tweet up or whatever, I'm like, is that the Verizon guy? Because I think you had a Verizon shirt on. And I
have a Verizon wireless. Like I have not his jacket, but a jacket like from the commercials.
He walks in with this thing, and he kind of looks like the guy, like enough for you to see in like whatever dark bar or whatever we were in. And I was just like, the Verizon guy here? What's happening? Like, I know it's a social media event, but what?
So can I just tell one quick story that is related to that?
Okay.
It is Verizon guy adjacent.
Okay.
So there is an actor named James Conroy, and who is better known as the guy from the Ameritrade commercials, and he used to be the Sprint guy. And he looks and sounds like me to the point where, like, if I put on the glasses, he used to do the commercials. It was him and a subcontinental, I think it was an Indian fellow, the typical IT nerd, and they'd be doing their stuff. Someone actually turned me in and reported me to our corporate ethics department for doing commercial work for another bank. Or for another financial institution.
I think is this him?
Weird.
Is this him right here? Is that him?
Yeah,
there he
that's
is.
The guy.
Look
that's
at that. That's Business Riker.
Pardon me?
It's Business Riker.
It's Business Riker. So I am very sensitive about being mistaken for television commercial pitchman.
Hold on. We gotta try. You can put glasses on real quick. You got glasses handy to put on real quick. Hold on.
I always have glasses.
We got
handy.
camera 1. Camera 1, camera 2, camera 1, camera 2, camera 1, camera 2. All right, there you go. There's your comparison right there. Oh, that doesn't go there. Okay, we're just gonna put that there for now. You guys are gonna get a low shot on the meetup. But so it's gonna fall and just
that one's for your OnlyFans.
Yeah, this is my OnlyFans cam over here. It's just you guys. So thank you everybody at Sorgatron on the Twitter. A lot of great stuff going on. A lot of great interviews happening. A lot of great shows over at sorgatronmedia.com. We had a great podcast, part 1 of an interview talking about bilingual counseling in Pittsburgh. Actually, great story there with Gloria over there. I will definitely see. I need the Duolingo, so I stopped butchering people's last names too. Goals for 2021. Or maybe I'll listen to a lot of those on my 3-week RV trip. But anyways, thank you guys so much for being a part of the show, for enjoying the show, for joining us live on the show, and being a part of the show. We hope to see you guys on all the social media and, of course, the AwesomeCast Facebook group. And until then, you have been our awesome audience. Have an awesome week.
This
show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com.